Hi, I'm Dr. JoAnn Dahlkoetter with Performing Edge Coaching International Certification Program and sports psychologist. And I'm here with Matt Pendola, who's a certified Performing Edge coach. Congratulations, Matt. And you were at pendolaproject.com. Is that right?
Yeah, well, pendolatraining.com, but
Oh,
close enough. Pendola Project is our podcast. So that's the name of our podcast. That's what you're probably thinking of.
oh, right.
And it's exciting to finally sort of finish the course. You were patient with me, which one thing I tell people, other athletes that are interested in the course, I think it'd be great for some of my athletes to actually take the course to really absorb some of the things that I feel like can help them in the future. And I tell them, you can really go at your own pace, which has really been nice. I definitely needed that option with a full-time business and a family. So I really appreciate it. And I
So
feel like,
what interested you in the course, Performing Edge course? And yeah, if you can let us know what you're doing with it.
sure, yeah. Well, I would trace back to about 10 years ago when I had an athlete of mine that was doing very, very well in competition in cross country. And he won his first major race. And all of a sudden he was the top guy, right? And he didn't expect to be. It was really nice to see that. And then what we saw there is that he really didn't know how to deal with that. And I had focused so much on his conditioning and on his physical preparation that I realized I had sort of failed him. And when he went to his championship race, where he was now the top seeded runner, he didn't finish in the top 50. And so I knew then I had to do something different. And I started to read more and understand a little bit more about sports psychology and start to incorporate it into my coaching. And then at a certain point, I realized I needed the big guns, which is you. It's made a huge difference. And I can tell you that just with the last year or so that we've been using things like visualization in our performance. My athletes have really responded, and I thought maybe it would be a little bit more of a process to get them to buy in. But I'm going to say this about you because I know that you won't say it. I happen to train a lot of endurance athletes. That's what I am known for. So, well, when I say known for it, humbly, I will say maybe in my area, in my arena, and in Reno, Nevada. But I also had just realized in this process that you were quite the accomplished athlete yourself. And when I would talk to my athletes and say, well, JoAnn says this, right? And I would be able to kind of transfer some of that confidence because they really did look up to, well, she was second in Ironman. I mean, she won San Francisco Marathon. Like, they were really bought in very quickly, I think, because you are the real thing. You walk the walk. You don't just talk the talk. And to me personally, that was definitely a big reason why I chose your system. That might not be everybody's reasoning, but for me, that was a big part of it. And of course, the coursework is just phenomenal. I can't say enough about that. But I feel like I absorbed the coursework and my athletes did because we bought into you.
Well, great. Yeah, thank you. And Matt, I know you're a top-notch coach and a top-notch athlete yourself. So we're both in the same camp there. And so I highly recommend you as a coach, as a top athlete. Both you've got the advantage of being a physical athletic coach as well as sports psychology coach, Performing Edge coach now, professional certified. So yeah, I'm happy to recommend you. You're absolutely one of the best coaches I've ever worked with. So
Wow.
Thank you.
That's amazing. I don't know what to say to that, but thank you. I'm blessed to know you and to be able to work with you. And yeah, I pinch myself all the time. Just this culture is really important to me. And when we are on the phone talking for an hour and a half, and again, you're one of those coaches, I think, that you always kind of extend time with us when we need it as coaches, and it doesn't seem like you're looking at your watch when we're talking, and when we get through the subjects we're talking about is when we end the phone call when we meet. And again, that's something that I just really loved about the program, because I was able to really get a lot of questions that I had answered. And you're always just so open to that. I never felt like, well, geez, I don't have the time to ask her that, or she's too busy, to answer questions. So, and in a lot of courses I've taken, I've been sort of disappointed sometimes with the guru who didn't have time for the person taking the course. So I'm definitely a big fan, and I can't recommend the course enough.
Oh, well, fantastic. Thank you, Matt. And yeah, I know you've done so much with it, and your coaching is excellent, and just, really putting, personalizing these coaching techniques for each of your athletes. I can tell. And you're a really good writer too, so and podcaster, so just doing all kinds of stuff with it. It's exciting. Yeah, we're both sort of I think at the forefront of this field, so yeah, I consider you a peer as well. So,
I don't consider myself your peer, but I really appreciate that. And I will say that I always talk about my partner in crime in the running world, which is Bobby McGee. And he wrote a book called Magical Running. We've talked about his book before. And I will say that when I have incorporated your steps into this system and been able to utilize some of the knowledge and experience that you've had, and also share that with Bobby when we talk about what's actually working for our athletes, it helps us all. And what I'm getting to there is that here's one professional like Bobby that I can't believe that I get to work with him. And this all started because years ago, I just was interested in maybe helping people realize their potential for a marathon or something, right? And yet it led me to people like Bobby, and then to people like you. And with Bobby in the picture and with you in the picture, it just helps our athletes so much more than I ever could alone. And that's what blows me away a lot of times, is the fact that people like yourself and Bobby are so selfless. I mean, you guys are really willing to give your information away. Even I feel like, honestly, I feel like you guys should be charging more. But it's wonderful that we have this ability to be able to utilize coaches like yourself. And I say I climb the backs of giants, and I really do mean that. My athletes make me look good sometimes, but it's really I've been blessed with some of the success that some of my athletes have had. And I just happened to just got done working the COVID situation we're in. We just opened the gym back up here, and working with one of my basketball players that she came in from Spain. She's a professional basketball player, but what I was able to help her with was a lot along the lines of the visualization concepts that we talk about. And she said, geez, Matt, I didn't really realize you did this. And I said, well, I do now. And so I just can't thank you guys enough for just being those giants for me. And then, again, you guys make me look good. And I appreciate you give so much to my athletes, because that's the way I see it, is whatever you're giving me, my athletes get it.
Well, thank you, Matt. That's great. It's great talking with you. And I highly recommend you. You're an outstanding coach. And yeah, we'll have all your information on our website, and I'm happy to promote you in any way I can and help. And look for forward to our continuing work together on our Performing Edge coaching calls. So
Thank you.
so just stay on the call, and we'll talk. We'll continue working together. Thank you.
Thank you.